I've often wondered if what I'm teaching my daughter is good or bad for her. I guess every parent second guesses themselves at times. What she has for a mother role model is a very strong, independent woman. I worry sometimes that she's not learning relational things like, say, how to make a marriage work. A big part of learning to accept myself has to do with learning to manage who I am after I discover me. I think that I learned a lot through this encounter that I had. As I said once before, that anytime you have conflict, it can teach you things if you pay attention closely. We all have aspects of our personalities that are a little unruly and need a little fine-tuning sometimes. We've all been given very distinct personalities. Each has its strengths and its weaknesses. I think the key to success in life is first to find out what natural talents and tendencies you've been given, and then secondly, learning to manage those things wisely. Once we've accepted who we are and realized who we are, then it's our job to maximize our strengths and minimize our weaknesses. Well, the crux of my total reformation, really, that's taken place over the past 5 years in my life, in many ways, is all about personality. Unless you know yourself, you can never accept yourself truly. I found that self-awareness in this world is a rare thing, and it means that also makes it a valuable thing and of great worth in your life, because someone who is self-aware actually holds the tools needed to maximize their strengths and minimize their weaknesses. The rest of the population is just wandering around, falling accidentally into whatever their personal set of strengths and weaknesses dictates. And that ultimately leads you around in circles, I think. I believe that coming to a place of thriving has everything to do with learning to master both areas, both strengths and weaknesses. We can see ourselves both good and bad in what our children emulate. And I'm sorry for all you parents out there too who have scenes from The Exorcist playing out in your homes on a daily basis. But I just want to commend my daughter publicly and say that she is amazing beyond what she recognizes, and I'm blessed to have her in my life. I was telling her that everything would be okay despite the troubles we're experiencing right now. And as soon as I finished saying that, she said right back to me, "You know, Mom, there are two sayings that I hate. One is, everything will be okay, because you don't know that everything's going to be okay. The other is, you're just putting off the inevitable, because you don't know that it's inevitable." I said to her, "Did that just come out of your head? Or did you read it somewhere? Oh, me of little faith." She said those were just two sayings that had always bugged her. And I see her point. And she was right. She was very right. We don't know any of these things. In the wisdom of my 15-year-old daughter, again, there's no guarantee that everything will be okay, nor that anything is inevitable. There are choices and possibilities all along the way that can shape these things in life. Unless we know ourselves, we can never objectively assess the lives of our children, nor the lives of others around us. So if we're going to trust our own judgment, then we have to get to the place where we know exactly who we are and what we stand for. You see, in my life, there are just very few hedges in my life anymore. I don't want to be hedged in or to have these barriers built around my life in order to manage the parts of my nature that I would call self-destructive. Knowing who I am and accepting who I am is a huge insulation, I believe, to the jabs that others make at us along the road to becoming a person who thrives in the middle of whatever situation may arrive in life. It's important to hear what others have to say about me and about you, so you can assess the truth of those words against the person you know yourself to actually be. There's usually some truth and some untruth in others' perceptions of you. That's where the tweaking comes in. The management of that personality you accept as completely and undeniably yours. Well, it's possible, and it's probable, and it's beneficial that you get to the place of being able to manage who you are as a human. But I take praise, honestly, with the same grain of salt, because I've often been told that I don't realize how talented I am. I've had people say to me, "You don't realize how beautiful you are." I think the difference in my life is that I do recognize the gifts that I've been given, but those things just don't define me. Talent, too, is one of those things that people like to take credit for, like they genuinely had anything to do with it. Talent is an intrinsically good gift that was given at the creation of each unique life. The talents themselves are not something we can claim as having been our idea to begin with. Recognizing those talents and acting on them, well, that, my friend, is what can lead us into dreaming big dreams, which is where I want to go in life, being passionate about life, and moving into a place of truly thriving within whatever life deals us.